Welcome to Life-Changing Stories, where every story teaches a lesson.
A city of beauty, ambition, and quiet secrets. Behind the tall gates of white-painted duplexes, behind the smiles at church on Sundays, behind the perfect family pictures on Instagram, sometimes evil lives there too. In a peaceful estate in Lokogoma lived a family that people admired. Emeka Okafor, a successful businessman in his early 40s, calm, disciplined, and respected. His wife, Chioma, soft-spoken, hard-working, and deeply loved by everyone who knew her. And their two children, 8-year-old Kamsi and 5-year-old Somto. Their home was full of laughter, morning prayers together, family dinners, weekend outings. They weren't the richest, but they were happy, and that was enough. But happiness sometimes attracts the wrong kind of attention. It started on a hot Tuesday afternoon. Chioma sat in the living room, exhausted. Her phone kept ringing, customers from her online food business. The children were shouting upstairs. The kitchen was a mess. She rubbed her forehead. "I can't keep doing this alone," she whispered. That evening, she brought it up. "Emeka, I need help." Emeka looked up from his laptop. "What kind of help?" "A housemaid, just someone to assist me with the kids and house chores." Emeka's expression changed immediately. "I don't like that idea." "Why?" she asked gently. "You've heard stories, theft, manipulation, sometimes worse." Chioma sighed. "I understand, but this one is different." "Different how?" "She's my aunt's daughter. Her name is Ngozi. She's from the village. Very respectful, very quiet." Emeka didn't respond immediately. He looked at his wife. Tired, overworked, struggling. Then he sighed. "All right, but we have to be careful." Chioma smiled in relief. "Thank you." That decision changed everything. A week later, Ngozi arrived. She stepped into the compound with a small, worn-out bag. She looked simple. Dark skin, no makeup, old sandals, eyes that barely made contact. "Good afternoon, sir." "Good afternoon, madam," she said softly. Chioma welcomed her warmly. "Don't worry, you are safe here." Ngozi nodded, but there was something in her eyes, something nobody noticed. The first few weeks were perfect. Too perfect. Ngozi woke up before everyone else. She cleaned the house until it sparkled. She cooked well. She spoke politely. The children loved her. "Auntie Ngozi is nice," Somto would say. Even Emeka began to relax. "Maybe this one is different," he admitted. Chioma trusted her completely. She gave her access to almost everything: the kitchen, the children, even personal conversations. But slowly, quietly, things began to shift. Ngozi started observing everything, every routine, every weakness, every moment of tension between husband and wife. She watched, listened, learned. Then came the first move. One hot afternoon, Emeka returned home earlier than usual. Chioma wasn't back yet. Ngozi greeted him. "Welcome, sir." "Where is madam?" "She said she went to see a friend." Emeka nodded. Then Ngozi hesitated, as if unsure whether to speak. "Sir, should I say something?" Emeka looked at her. "What is it?" "I don't want to cause trouble. Just say it." Ngozi lowered her voice. "I've been noticing something. Madam goes out a lot these days, and sometimes she's with a man." Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Emeka's face hardened. "What are you saying?" "I might be wrong, but I felt you should know." It was a lie. A carefully planted lie. That night, Emeka couldn't look at Chioma the same way. Every smile felt suspicious. Every explanation sounded incomplete. The seed had been planted. Days turned to weeks, and Ngozi continued. Small comments, subtle suggestions.
Wait! Before we continue, quickly subscribe, because the ending of this story will shock you.
Never too obvious, just enough to create doubt. Madame came back late again today. She was on the phone, smiling. She mentioned a man's name. Emeka began to change. He became quieter, colder. He started checking Chioma's phone, questioning her movements. Chioma noticed. Emeka, what's going on? Nothing. There's something. You are imagining things. But she wasn't. Their once peaceful home was beginning to crack. Meanwhile, Ngozi's behavior towards Emeka changed. She became more attentive, more present, more intentional, serving his food personally, standing closer than necessary, letting her hand brush his arm accidentally. At first, Emeka ignored it. Then he noticed it, but he didn't stop it. Then came the sickness. One evening after dinner, Chioma felt a sharp pain in her stomach. Ah, Emeka! She rushed to the bathroom, vomiting, sweating, weak. They took her to the hospital. Food poisoning, the doctor said. She was treated and discharged. They didn't think much of it. But it happened again, and again, and again, each time worse than before. Chioma began to lose weight. Her energy disappeared. Her once bright smile faded. Through it all, Ngozi was always there. Sorry, madam. Let me help you. Take this. Always caring, always watching. Until one night, everything ended. Chioma collapsed in the kitchen. The children screamed. Emeka rushed her to the hospital. Doctors tried, but it was too late. She's gone. The world stopped. The burial was painful. Tears, regret, confusion. Emeka was broken. The children were devastated. But in the shadows of grief, Ngozi remained. She became indispensable, taking care of the home, comforting Emeka, managing everything. You need someone strong, she would say softly. And slowly, Emeka began to lean on her, emotionally, mentally. Months passed, loneliness grew, and then the unthinkable happened. Emeka married Ngozi. People whispered, "This is too fast. Something is not right." But grief had blinded him. And that's when the real horror began. Ngozi changed completely. The gentle girl was gone. In her place, a cruel, hapless woman. She began to abuse the children, beating them over small mistakes, denying them food, calling them names. "You are useless, just like your mother." The house became silent again, but this time it wasn't peace, it was fear. One day, Somto fell sick, very sick. As he lay weak, he whispered, "Daddy, don't eat the food." She put something inside. That moment, everything clicked. Emeka installed hidden cameras, and what he saw destroyed him. Ngozi in the kitchen, pouring poison into his food, smiling, "I will finish what I started." The truth was undeniable. Police were called. Ngozi was arrested. Her confession was cold, emotionless. "I wanted her life, so I took it." She had poisoned Chioma slowly, manipulated Emeka, and planned to kill him too. In the end, she was sentenced to life imprisonment. But justice came too late. Emeka lost everything. His wife, his peace, his dignity, and the children lost their mother forever. Because sometimes evil doesn't come with a warning. It comes quietly, smiling, respectful, trusted, and by the time you realize, it's already too late.
Welcome, subscribe now, because the next story might change your life.